going to be streaming on Dream Guitars or Facebook or not or nothing?
YouTube, Face, YouTube, Facebook.
Hello, everyone. I'm Paul Humiller from Dream Guitars. I'm hunkered down here at my little log cabin in Western North Carolina, and delighted to introduce tonight this concert that we have for you all. This is the Keep Music Live project, is what puts on these concerts, and it's a brainchild of my good friend Sally Sparks, who had a birthday recently. Happy birthday, Sally! And she got together with several of us in the area and actually around the country as a way to try to bring live music back during this time where a lot of us are quarantined and stuck at home. And of course, venues cannot support and promote shows. So a lot of great musicians out there are, suddenly out of work. And so part of what we're trying to do is give them a chance to share their music and their passion. And also, of course, hopefully get some donations from you all if you feel so moved. And also to bring you all something to do while you're being safe and taking care of yourself. So Keep Music Live is it's myself with Dream Guitars. It's Acoustic Journeys concert series, Streamside Concerts, which is Sally's concert series in Asheville. Asheville Music School, wonderful school here in Asheville. The Dead Cornish Audio, she helps us a lot with the technical side of things. And Jason Berlin at Fretboard Journal Magazine. So it really takes a village, of course, to do all this sort of thing. And it's been a lot of fun. We're all getting to know each other better and enjoying offering these shows. I really hope you're all being safe and having fun and smiling as best you can during these crazy times. And I think you're going to smile a bit tonight because we have Alan Shad, who's a good buddy of mine. He's been helping us out at Dream Guitars now for a couple of years. Where if you see any of the great demos and lessons and offerings he does at Dream Guitars on our YouTube channel, and he's just a monster player, one of the sweetest men you'll ever meet. I won't tell anybody, Alan. Shh. And tonight he's playing with Glenn Alexander, a wonderful, award-winning fiddle player who owns the violin shop over in Charlotte, and they're going to be coming to you from the violin shop in Charlotte. So without further ado, I give you Alan Shad and Glenn Alexander.
That's probably a good thing.
That's probably a good thing. There it comes. I'm going to take these off since they're lagging, but I had to have them on to that point. You want to talk for a second, Glenn?
Sure. Hello, everybody. My name is Glenn Alexander. I am not Alan Chad. Alan's going to just a few things and be right with us, because that's probably why y'all are here. But we are at the violin shop in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we're happy to be here and playing a few tunes for y'all.
Let's kick her off, Glenn.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't have opened with that one, but we did. It's over now for us anyway. Hope you folks survived that one better than we did, or better than I did. All right, I'm Alan. That's Glenn.
How are you?
We're going to have fun. We always do when we get to pick together, whether it's in front of a camera or people or just by ourselves. We usually have more fun by ourselves probably than any time, but we're here. And nobody else is here except a bunch of fiddles hanging on the wall, or violins, I'm sorry. Yeah. I guess.
Depends on the customer.
Yeah, it depends on how much money they are. Yeah. So anyway, thank everybody for joining us. We can't see a thing across the room on the screen, so we don't have a clue. I understand somebody at some point they'll post some comments, and we'll try to read them if we can. Maybe Glenn's eyes are better than mine, and
not from this distance.
Yeah, from this, we'll see. But yeah, if you do have any requests, by all means, put it up there. If we can see it, we'll. If we're not trying to ignore you, but if we can't read it, we won't be able to do it. So we're gonna move right into another song here. Big Soda. That, by the way, was Patty on the Turnpike.
Sort
of, yeah. it's fun to play.
That's good too.
I always enjoy playing that song. I know what we'll do now. We're going to do a song off of my latest CD. And it's a title track, and it's called Miles from the Hard Road. We run over this one out in the parking lot. We're going to try to finish it off now. Here we go. So the crowd goes wild.
That's a great tune.
Thank you, man. Yeah, like I said, that was Miles from the Hard Road. That's on my CD. You can find that CD, by the way, on my website, alanshad.com, if you're looking for it. And it's also on iTunes and CD Baby and Amazon and all that good stuff, too. If you want a hard copy, you have to come straight to me for that. I can't talk. Boy, it was bad earlier when I had the headphones on. Now I have an excuse now. I swear I'm not drinking. Maybe I need to drink. How about we want to jump up and let's do some Gold Rush for the folks.
Sure. That sounds good.
You want to talk to them for just a second while I get rid of this?
Sure. So y'all are probably here to see Alan, which I don't blame you. Alan's won, 25 guitars, Alan?
Something like that.
Something like that. He's won Winfield 4 times, 3 times. Doesn't matter. It might be number 4 if everything opens back up. But me and Alan probably met sometime maybe a year or 2 ago. We were playing for a Tosco music party here in Charlotte and struck up a pretty good friendship. About a year after that, I approached Alan about teaching here in the shop. And he used to do that every other Saturday or so. And whenever he had some downtime, we would pick a few tunes. And we found out that we enjoyed each other's playing, and we tried to rope each other in on different projects since then. So here we are.
He says all that. I can't stand the dude, to be honest, but
That's what happens.
only person that'll play with me.
Just don't know any better.
He's a jerk, but you know, he puts up with me. This thing has been sitting by the air conditioner vent. I didn't realize there's a vent under there.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah, it's nice and cool. I just hope it stays in tune now that it's not in front of a vent. This is a tune I recorded on my latest CD as well. And there's 2 versions of it on the CD, and we're going to do both now. Basically, I use one called Gold Rush. That's what we call it. And I use it as an intro to the Gold Rush. And the reason that being, and this is in the liner notes of the CD, but for those that don't have the CD, I'll tell you real quick. When I was recording this in the studio, some of the folks on the recording were talking about Bill Monroe and Byron Berline wrote it and everything, and that if you just called it Gold Rush, Bill Monroe would correct you and say, no, it's the Gold Rush. So we called it the Gold Rush, but then there's an intro that I do that's kind of not the same as the rest, as Bill didn't do it like this. He'd say it's no part of nothing, probably. So we're going to do that part of it as well, and that's what we call Gold Rush. So here we go with Gold Rush. So there it is. That's Gold Rush and the Gold Rush, as it be.
There's a comment there or something.
There is, and I can't see it from across there.
I have to get way up here.
Yeah, I'll let you get closer.
Michael, always loved your mouse from the hard road. Beautiful instrumental, as we ever heard.
Thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate that. And sorry you had to see that. We're actually doing this using the camera from a iPad, the tablet. It's hard to beat the cameras in these things these days. So that's why it's to get both of us.
It's about 70 feet across the room.
Yeah, to fit our big fat heads with our egos into the same frame, we had to back it all the way to the other end of the building to get both of us in there. So
I had to widen the walls.
He did, yeah. Well, there's double doors right behind it that we used to come in and out of too. So anyway, some of that's true. There's double doors there at least, and the tablet's seriously probably 6 or 7, 8 feet away, which is just far enough I can't read the writing. So thank you though. We appreciate that. Obviously we're not using the iPad microphones, and we want to thank Sally Sparks not only for having us do this, by the way, but for coming into the job early for a sound check. And we had some technical problems, and we hope we have all those issues resolved now so that you can just enjoy the noise that we make. So there's that.
That's a lot.
So moving right along, we have a list on the floor that it's not really in any particular order, but we just tried to write down both of the songs that we knew so we wouldn't forget any of them.
Both of the songs.
Yeah. You know that song, do the other one. Yeah, it's the way it goes. So if you see us looking at the floor, we're not really that bored. We're just trying to pick from a list down here. And like I said, if you do have any suggestions or requests, please put them on there. We might not see them, but
I'll step up there again. I'm not afraid.
yeah, I'm not scared. I ain't scared. Hope everybody's doing well out there with all the craziness that's going on in the world right now with everything, just everything. And if you're here, we hope you're here to escape all that for just a little while. And so we are certainly not going to bring any of those things up and dwell on any of it. We're just like you, though. We're trying to get by the best that we can. I think that's what most people are doing right now. And so thank you for letting us be a little part of your world for this evening. We appreciate it. I figured you'd have a song picked out by now.
Well, we're in A.
Yeah, we're in A.
Do Big Sandy.
Yeah, he wanted to do Big Sandy River. Okay. Here we go. See, I thought I was going to kick that off, and I was just getting ready to go with it, and I would have done it a little bit slower than that. You're killing me, man. Jeez. I was seriously getting ready to go. And then he's like, so there we go.
I'm gonna grab another fiddle.
He's going to get a different fiddle if he can find one around here. Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm playing this particular guitar. Which one do I have in my hand now? Yeah, okay. I brought a few guitars with me tonight. This one is my Preston Thompson. This was my prize from Winfield this past year. The one I was playing earlier before I switched when we were playing in G instead of capoed up. I switched guitars instead of changing capos. It's just easier that way. Seriously, once you get them in tune with the capo on them, I just pick one up if I got it. The first guitar I was playing was my Collins Winfield model that I got at Winfield in 2013. I have another guitar over here I'll play in just a little while too, and it's also a Thompson, but it's not a Preston Thompson. That one is a Bob Thompson guitar, and I'll play it here in a little while too. So I'll tell you a little about what we're playing there. And what did you get this fiddle? You got something in mind, obviously.
No, I just to be different. I was just trying to be like you.
Lord help him. Well, what do you want to
While
play?
we're still at it, you want to slow it down? Do Maiden's Prayer?
Yeah, if we're going to do that, I got to switch guitars.
Sure you do that out of you, don't you? Open day.
Yeah. So I will grab that other guitar now that I was talking about a moment ago. If I can do this without hurting myself or the guitar. Voila! Here we go. And this is the Bob Thompson guitar. Actually, I think his son Larry pretty much built this one. But anyway, so that's what we're playing now. And Glenn's going to play a pretty number now. We just played this for the for the first time together a couple of nights ago. We called ourselves going to rehearse. I drove into town. I live about 30 miles outside of Charlotte, and on the other side of the state line. I'm in South Carolina, and he's up here in Charlotte. He's a city slicker. I'm a redneck. I speak fluent redneck.
I killed hogs every year before I moved here, though. That has to count for something.
There you go. So I came into town a couple nights ago. We were going to actually try to rehearse for this. And we played, I think, 3 songs.
And talked for 3 hours.
And talked for 3 hours. We hadn't seen each other in a while. Like they said earlier, I was coming here every Saturday giving lessons. And I actually stopped giving lessons in person a few weeks before everything shut down. I'd already decided to make the call for myself because I had a couple of students. One was older and one was actually younger. But I had a few students that had some serious health issues that it would compromise them to be here. So I haven't been here in the store in a while. So we haven't seen each other. So when he came in the other night, we spent 3 hours just catching up and talking about life and gigs and bad gigs, good gigs, and women.
Figuring out the world's problems.
That's it, man. And we had a good old time, but we didn't learn to play anything. But we did go over this song. This is an old fiddle tune. Is this Bob Wills actually write this? I think.
I think so.
I think he did. Yeah. And this is a tune called "The Maiden's Prayer," and I'm not sure how I'm going to play it. Bob Wills plays it differently than the bluegrassers play it. The bluegrassers throw that big old fat minor in there, and he just plays straight through it and goes to the 5. And I kind of like the way he does it, unless it's going to mess you up.
Nothing messes me up.
Oh. And I like to say, too, that I did it the bluegrassers way all my life and until a couple of years ago, and I got to play this with our friend Jim Buchanan, a fiddle player. And
old buddy of ours.
And Jim is one of those old everybody knows who he is. He's a really famous fiddle player, and he's a great fiddle player, by the way. And he's one of the older style guys though that will literally stop you in a jam session with his bow and point at you and say, "You're doing that wrong. It holds that 5 chord right there." And a lot of folks don't like people that do that, but I find it pretty amusing actually. And I appreciate the lesson, so it didn't offend me. So I'm going to do it the way Jim showed me. How about that?
Sometimes I stop in the middle of a jam session and I say, "Could you not play the spoons?"
Lay it on me.
2, 3, 4.
stuff.
Like we wrote it.
Guy can play, y'all. That's all I can tell you.
From here it says donate to your pen pal. I think that's what that says from right here.
Donate PayPal. There you go. It says something. Well, they took it off the screen just then. So, but yeah, they're donating to somebody, I guess.
Remember having pen pals?
I'm not that old.
Me neither.
I don't remember it. Were you in prison? Yeah, Leavenworth. Yeah, that's where you had pen pals. More at alanshad.com. That's on my screen too, folks. So there you go. We're gonna play you another tune here. Let's see what can I pull out of the hat while I got this little beauty in my hands here. Well,
That's a pretty guitar.
it is, man. It's a really pretty guitar. This is a. I'll turn it around. This is the East Indian rosewood, back and sides, spruce top, and Larry Bone trim rosette there for the guitar players in the audience. All two of you probably. Nice guitar though. I enjoy playing this. This is the only small body guitar I own right now. I got a house full of dreadnoughts, and that's what I love to play. I love the sound of them. I love the feel when you play them. They growl. You feel them in your chest. And smaller body guitars, in general, they don't do that. They're not supposed to. But man, this thing's a joy to play. It's a lot of fun. So anyway, thank you for noticing.
I love it.
Pull some out of the hat for us there, Glenn. Can you see that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
While he's looking it over, I'm going to, well, no, we just played a slow one. I don't want to do a slow one back to back. Never mind then.
Let's do something different.
Do something different? Different than what?
Different than, I don't know.
How about,
Joe, what is this?
Clark, sort of. That's also on the Miles from the Hard Road CD. You tune this bad boy back where it belongs.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I know.
What you want to do?
Let's do a little bit of the Dixie Hoedown. How about that?
Okay.
That's a G tune, right?
Yeah.
For you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll play it anywhere you want to, but I know.
Let's discuss the B part right quick, because some people go to a minor or a major.
Let's
Where you
just
going?
play it.
All right, then. Let's see what he does.
Yeah. I'll play it the way it's supposed to.
That's good.
Yeah.
Some people don't. You kicking it? Win.
Yeah, I'm kicking this one. You
All right,
hold
that's
your
fine.
horses over there.
All right.
Hold on over there.
That's almost like we know it.
Almost like we knew that one, and you wanted to talk about it at the beginning.
We need to talk about these things.
We're going to make that mistake in the same place again?
Nope.
I know what he was trying to do, you know. Yeah. So, I'm going to switch guitars again. And so why don't you talk about something off the list that we're going to play next?
All right. So let's swing it up a little bit. You want to play Lady Be Good or Limehouse Blues? We tried that a while ago. You want to try that?
Let's.
Or not?
Yeah, it was kind of like wide open for me. You know,
Well, we can slow it down.
Just for that, we're going to do it wide open.
It's just a tune on a list. Originally, when we were writing all this stuff down, Alan says, well, we're going to play about an hour and a half. And I said, well, as much as you talk, that's about 5 songs. But here we go.
5 real long songs. Yeah. Kick her up, buddy.
seen all that stuff come out of that guitar.
Neither have I. Somebody found it in there somewhere sometime.
That was amazing.
This one is the Collins I was talking about earlier that I played. This is my D. I was hard to say my D2H, but this isn't a D2H. This is the Collins Winfield. I just got through doing a video on my YouTube channel with the D2H. I haven't even published it yet, in fact. Yeah, so it should be coming out in the next few days, hopefully. Be sure to look for that. You can find me on YouTube. I have a channel there, and I just started a series on there, actually. I'll tell you all about that real quick. Do we have any guitar players in the audience? Raise your hands. Yep, okay. I see that one guy out there raising his hand. Yep, okay, that's me. Anyway, I always get asked questions about the guitars I get, and they ask me, which one's your favorite one? And, you know, it's kind of like asking a parent, which child is your favorite? So I decided to finally, I'm just doing a video series and I feature each guitar. And what makes the guitars that I have left at home special to me in most cases is the stories behind them. And you know, I've had a bunch of guitars over the years, I guess like most guitar players. And quite a few have gone on to new homes somewhere else. And the ones that I have left, I can't really seem to get rid of for sentimental reasons. Or then they're great guitars besides that. But so I started this series where I bring the guitar out, I play a couple tunes on it, and I tell some of the stories behind it. The last video I posted was on Father's Day, and as an example, it was about a Gibson guitar that I gave to my dad in 2007. And I won't go into the long, it's about a 10, 12-minute video, something like that. My dad went to prison for hauling moonshine. The first time he got caught and he went in jail, he was like 18, 19 years old. And his daddy went down and said, what's it going to take to get you to, stop hauling moonshine and straighten up? And he said, I want a Gibson guitar just like Harry's got, and that's a friend of his he grew up with. So my grandpa went and found some cheap guitar in the pawn shop and brought it back 2 days later and said, here's your guitar. And Daddy's like, no. I said, I wanted a Gibson flat top just like Harry's. And my grandpa never played a lick, so he was like, well, a guitar's a guitar. They're all the same. Of course, they're both stubborn and hard-headed. So anyway, Grandpa left Daddy there, and Daddy never got his Gibson. And when I won the Texas contest in 2007, the prize was a Gibson AJ model from Fuller's Vintage Guitars in Houston. Love those guys. And I gave it to my dad. I mean, it's the only thing you could do with it at that point. And he cried about it. And so anyway, and there's some other stories on there too, but that's kind of typical, and there's more detail on the channel, but be sure to look that up. It's on my YouTube channel. If you're not familiar with it, find me on there, just Google my name, and don't believe half of what you read about me on there. It's not all true. And subscribe to the channel and get notifications when the new videos come out. And I think I've done 3 of those so far, and I've got the other one recorded. I'm in the process of editing it now, but anyhow. This particular one was the one that I won in 2013. The D2H I won in 1997. So I kind of got them confused in my head there momentarily. And the Winfield model, for those not familiar, this is just your typical D18 style guitars, mahogany back and sides, and red spruce top, or Adirondack, as most people call it, but it's red spruce. And there you go. And I'm kind of fond of this guitar. I really like this guitar a lot, and love the folks at Collins Guitars. They're wonderful folks to deal with. They build a great product. So let's play now.
Do whiskey?
Sure. You want to kick this one off? stuff. Good stuff in there, man. That's kind of like the guitarist anthem here with Flat Pickers. Guitarist anthem here for a few years now, and I think they go in cycles. So, you know, it'll be that one for a while, and then it might be for a while. It was Red Hair Boy, I guess. Salt Creek when I was a kid growing up playing. Salt Creek was pretty much the anthem for guitar players, and still gets played a lot, but not as much. And that one gets played an awful lot though. But so anyhow. It's a fun tune though. I always enjoy playing it, especially with somebody who knows how to play it. Jeez, it sounds great.
That's cool.
Have sirens outside. I hope there's no tornado again.
We could try this.
Yeah, I guess we could. Yeah, I'll do that now. Let me switch real quick for that one.
While he switches, we'll just take a moment of silence.
Oh, that's no fun.
It's so much easier that way.
Yeah.
Alan, while you're switching guitars, do you have since most of these are guitars that are probably tuned in, do you have a preference between mahogany or rosewood?
You know, I almost brought an extra rosewood guitar today because I had a feeling somebody on the computer was going to ask that. That's usually where those kind of questions come from. I didn't really expect it from you, though. But, yeah, okay. We're going to take that moment of silence now. Certain days I like the sound of mahogany better. Certain days I like the rosewood, and they do sound different. And this is the Preston Thompson, by the way, and that's an inlay. Don't anybody write in and say, hey, there's a pick stuck in between your strings. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's the inlay with a 48 in it, which signifies the 48th annual Walnut Valley Festival, the contest where I won this. This one is sinker mahogany back inside. I'll try to get that on the picture for you there. A little bit more involved than the Collins standard mahogany, but nothing wrong with the standard mahogany either. Collins is great, but I got this one this past year, and I've really enjoyed playing it. And the folks at Preston Thompson Guitars, I met Preston one time. It was very, very briefly. I really regret not having to have met him properly. And I'll tell you, the time that I met him was at IBMA in the trade show, which is a zoo. And every time I went by the booth to talk to him, he was completely surrounded and just wiped out, you know. I got by there late in the day at the end of the day, and there happened to be nobody but him in the booth, and he had finally gotten like that one peaceful moment in the day. And he had pulled his chair as far back in the corner of his booth as he could get it and had his phone there and was, I'm sure, texting his wife back home or something like that, you know. And I just didn't have the heart to go in there and soak up the man's time. So I just basically walked past him and said, hey, how you doing? And he said, hey, you back? And that was about it. And so I really regret not getting a proper introduction. And you know, of course, Preston passed away April of last year. But this is one of the last guitars that he worked on. And I don't know how much he worked on this one. I was told he chose the wood for this one. This was when Walnut Valley Association contacted him about furnishing a guitar for the contest as a prize. He was excited about it, and he was involved. He went and chose the wood for it and everything, and he passed away in April. The contest, of course, was September. This guitar was completed during the summer, so he never got to see it completed. But from everybody that was there, they said he was really involved with this, and I really appreciated that. And so I chose this as my prize, partly because of that. A good portion of the reason. And it's a great guitar. And like I said, and the folks at Preston Thompson have been great to deal with since then as well. And so we're going to play something on it now. 5th September, right? Mm-hmm. I got to talk about this one real quick. This is also on my latest CD. This was written for a real good friend of mine that passed away. And he had a 37 D18, was just the most incredible guitar you ever played. And I had a guitar for a while, and I woke up one morning and just went and opened the case and sat around, and this kind of fell out of it, and I realized it happened to be the anniversary, the first year that he had passed away, which was the 5th of September. So that's how and why it came to be, and it's named. If I can get through it now. 1, 2, 3. Boy, I flubbed the tag on that one pretty bad there. You would think during this pandemic that I would have plenty of time to practice, but that has not been the case. I have played less, so far less, since this all started, and I'm way, way out of shape, you can tell.
I feel the same way. This just keeps getting bigger.
Oh, I've got that going on, man. Shoot. I'm in shape. Round's in shape, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just sound like somebody chopping pulpwood over here, but it is what it is.
There's something right there. It says, nice guys. We are nice guys.
We're nice guys. We fooled them. We fooled them. Hey, listen, y'all. We're having fun. We're going to have fun. Whether the camera's rolling or not, we mess with each other here at the shop a lot of times, and it's just it's part of it. Y'all kind of just get a front row seat to watch the madness, I guess you should say. But we appreciate y'all being there. I hope there's people out there. There's at least 2 because I've seen 2 comments come up there, so that's good. We appreciate both of y'all.
We do, really.
We really do. And I keep looking at the list because I'm kind of lost now. We've played about everything we know twice. We probably could stand to slow it down a little bit again.
Sure.
I'm going to switch guitars real quick again just because I want to. Nothing wrong with this one. I haven't played this Collins over here a whole lot lately, to be honest with you, and I was going earlier when I was saying, people ask you which one's your favorite, and on any given day one is or not. And I've been playing the Preston Thompson an awful lot and the Bob Thompson an awful lot the last few months. That's when I do play. And of course, I've got I had a custom built guitar last year made by Ken Hooper, and it's made out of the tree mahogany, and I've been playing it a ton. When I play, it's really probably been the small body Bob Thompson. I've probably played it more than anything, and then the Hooper, and then the Preston Thompson here lately. And this poor thing's been neglected. And I took it out a couple days ago and went, gee, that thing really sounds good. I should bring it out and play it more. So here it is. I just want to play this one, y'all. So bear with us.
awesome.
Pretty, man, pretty. We never played that one. We talked about it right before we started. We said, I told him I'd like to do that if we came to it. I said I might want to do something slow like that, Amazing Grace or something in there. And I said I'm gonna kick it off in G, and you just come in on the C. He said, okay. So we rehearsed it.
Yeah, so we got it.
Yeah, that worked out well, and that was pretty melody and Amazing Grace. We could use some of that right now.
That's true.
So.
We've got an idea.
You do?
I don't know, you do.
Oh. Yeah.
That's old time right there.
Yeah, that's old time too there. Okay. Yeah, I stole bits and pieces of that from everybody. Petty theft, right? That was Angelina Baker, in case in case we need to clarify it.
Gosh, I was playing Funky Deer.
You probably were.
It's close.
You know how you can tell one fiddle player, one fiddle tune from another, right?
What's that?
By the name.
Oh, the key.
Another, what's it say there, man?
It's St. Anne's Reel, sure.
I don't know that one.
We know it.
We'll do it. Yeah, let me think for a second. Yeah, I think I play that one without tuning. I don't drop the D string on that one. A lot of guitar players drop the D string down to an E. Yeah, and I don't drop D on that one. So I had to stop and think about it there for a second.
I don't drop the D either.
I'll let you kick this one off because I'm trying to remember it. It sounds like the other one though. Pretty song. Appreciate the request.
That's a good one.
I couldn't read who wrote it, but thanks for the request. Feel free to make another one. That was a good call.
We're about maybe one. What's up, D? 8:24.
Oh, is it really? Man, time's going by. Oh, time for one more, maybe two.
Sure.
Okay. You want to grab your octave thing there? You got over there or something? Or Lonesome Fiddle Blues? You want to do that?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, I think it might.
I haven't talked about my fiddles.
Talk about it, man.
This fiddle I've had since I was 13, and I'm right now. And so it's this is a Joseph Guarneri copy from the mid 1800s, which has won many a contest. but I've got octave fiddle strings on it now, which are really cool. The other fiddles I have, the main axe that I usually play is a Demir Horvat. Demir lives in Columbia,
Hey
South
man, this is a
Carolina.
family show.
Demir Horvat. He's Croatian. He's an extremely nice guy. And the other fiddle is a Antonio Fiorini, which comes out of Gatchel Violins in Florida, and they're all really great little violins. Those are the three that I'm currently playing, or that I've swindled out of someone. So
I'm glad I just played a Thompson.
that's what my dad always
A
said.
Thompson or a Collins. I can pronounce it.
I know, it's a whole lot easier.
We appreciate y'all being with us. I'm going to take us out of here with what a friend we have in Jesus. You're welcome to play along if you want or don't, whatever.
I'll let you have it.
Thank y'all for being here with us. Thank you, Sally Sparks, for asking us to be a part of this series that you're doing, and Paul Hugh Miller. Man, I'll be glad when I get to go back over to Dream Guitars and demo some more guitars. Man, Paul put the lockdown on the place with this COVID, so I haven't been there in months, and I miss it. Miss going over there and seeing the guys too. And so thank both of y'all, and I thank the people for coming in and listening to us, and thank Glenn. Thank you for coming in and picking with me, man. And
Somebody had to do it.
somebody had to do it, I know. So here we go. See y'all later, folks. Thank y'all. Awesome.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles return into the faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright.